Hi friends, I am back today with an interesting topic that is coordination compounds. Let's first discuss about what is a salt. Salt is nothing but combination of both cation and anion. Cation is positive ion and the anion is negative ion. Positive and negative ion together combinedly is called as salt. Now let's discuss about the classification of salts. There are two types, one is simple salt and the other is additional salt or molecular salt. Simple salt is further classified into many types. Let's discuss one by one. The first one is normal salt. It is nothing but formed by general neutralization of acids and bases. These have no replaceable H or OH. You cannot replace them. For example, sodium chloride, potassium sulfate, barium phosphate, sodium phosphate, sodium biphosphate, NaH2PO2. Na2HPO3 and NaH2PO2 are the exceptional case because you can see the H's in both molecules, and you may get a question that here we are having hydrogen and why they are not replaceable. For that purpose, we will know in detail about the H3PO3, H3PO4 and H3PO2. First of all, these H3PO4, H3PO3 and H3PO2 are the oxoacids of phosphorus. You have to know the pictorial representation of these. You must be in a position to draw the structure of it. It's very simple. Whenever you are given with any oxoacids, first of all, you need to have at least one PO bond. You need to have at least one PO bond, PO double bond. And after the one P double bond, next you have to write at least one OH bond with a given number of oxygens. For example, if you consider the phosphoric acid, the formula is H3PO4. First step, we need to have a 1P double bond. P double bond O. Yes, we have done with our first step. And next we are left with 3 oxygens and 3 hydrogens. So you have to write OH, OH and OH. These OHs which are present in any given oxoacid of phosphorus, these are replaceable one. You can replace H3PO4 with another metal in place of H. For example, you are having 3 OH bond. That means 3 hydrogens can be replaceable. For example, in place of H3PO4, you can write Na3PO4. That's what we got here, Na3PO4. And one more thing I need to tell you that how many replaceable OHs you are having. That is the basicity. And the basicity of H3PO4 is 3. Well, now coming to the H3PO3, phosphorus acid. First step you need to have is 1 P double bond, O bond. And after that, one oxygen is finished. You are left with 2 oxygens and 3 hydrogens. With the remaining oxygens, you have to write as many number of OH bonds as possible. You are left with 2 oxygens, so 2 OH is possible. And after 2 OH, you are left with 1 hydrogen, so you wrote as it is. In H3PO3, you are having 2 replaceable OHs. That means the basicity is 2. That's what we can replace 2 hydrogens in place of H3PO3. In that manner, we got Na2 HPO3. Now let's talk about H3PO2, hypophosphorus acid. First step you need to have is one P double bond O bond, and after that you are left with one oxygen and three hydrogens. So one OH bond is possible, and here you can see the two hydrogens are irreplaceable, non-replaceable. Only you can replace one OH bond with any other metal. So we got NaH2PO2 and the basicity is 1. This is about normal salt. Next, acidic salt. Acidic salt or basic salt, anything it might be. These are formed due to incomplete because normal salt is formed by neutralization and these must be formed by incomplete neutralization. And examples you can take NaHCO3, KHSO4, KH2PO4. KH2PO4 is similar to H3PO4. In the H3PO4 you are having 3 replaceable OH bonds. You can replace 3 but we replaced only 1. That means here you will be having the less number of replaceable OH bonds you can find in the acidic or basic salts. K2HPO4 same as H3PO4 you can assume, and NaH2PO3. And the next is basic salt. It is also similar to the acidic salt which is formed by incomplete neutralization. One more thing I have to say, these salts contains replaceable OH groups. You can have OH groups which can be replaceable. Examples you can find here. And the fourth one is mixed salt. Mixed salt is nothing but which contains two or more cations or anions. For example, let's take the example of bleaching powder, CaOCl2. It is having the ions as Ca2 plus, hypochlorite, ClO minus and Cl minus. You can find here more than 2 anions and 1 cation. Such type of combination can be called as mixed salt. Now let us know about additional salt or molecular salts. These are also classified into two types. The first one is double salt. The name indicates double salts. Double means two. We are having combination of two salts. And these salts are solids. Remember this point very carefully. Double salts are solids, and whenever these are when the reaction is done with the water, whenever you are doing the hydrolysis reaction, it gives all the ions whichever present in the salts. Let us take the example. The first one is carnallite. The formula is KCl MgCl2 6H2O. It is an ore of magnesium. Okay. Whenever you are doing the hydrolysis, what you need to have to get, it is a double salt. Whenever double salt are hydrolyzed, you have to get the all possible ions. What are the first for that case? First thing you need to do is you need to split the compound. You need to identify the two salts which are present. One is the KCl and the other is the MgCl2. And after splitting them, you have to again split these individual salts. KCl as K plus and Cl minus ions, MgCl2 as Mg2 plus and 2Cl minus ions, and along with these you are also getting the water molecules, 6 moles of water molecules. One question I need to ask you here, when carnallite is being hydrolyzed, how many moles of ions are formed? Only ions they are asking. 1, 2, 3, and here we are having 2. 3 plus 2, 5. So 5 moles of ions are being formed, but not, you have to not consider water molecule because it's not a ion. And whenever they are asking the total number of particles, you have to include the water molecules also. Just include it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 11. So 11 particles are formed. This is the one which I explained you. 1 mole of carnallite gives 5 moles of ions, and 1 mole is equal to the Avogadro's number 6.023 into 10 power 23. Next, when you consider the another double salt dolomite, CaCO3 MgCO3. When this is been hydrolyzed, you will be simple. You have to write all the ions, whatever present in the compound. Calcium Ca2 plus, carbonate CO3 2 minus, magnesium Mg2 plus, carbonate CO3 2 minus, and along with those ions, you will be getting the water molecule. The same procedure. Whenever the dolomite is being hydrolyzed, you will be getting 4 moles of ions and 5 moles of particles. 5 particles. One thing, carnallite is an ore of magnesium. Dolomite is also an ore of magnesium. Magnesite is also an ore of magnesium. Let us consider another double salt, that is alum. What is an alum? It is generally referred to potassium aluminium sulfate. The general formula is K2SO4 Al2SO4 thrice 24 moles of hydrogen. Simple, it's a double salt. How you can tell? You are having one salt and the other salt. Combination of two salts is double salt. Whenever it is being hydrolyzed, you have to write all possible ions. You are having potassium, so 2K plus plus, sulfate SO4 2 minus, aluminium 2Al3 plus, sulfate 3SO4 2 minus, and these hydrogen will get combined with the water. Not 24H2, 24H2O. Now here comes another important salt, that is more salt. More salt, what is the formula of this? Ferrous sulfate, ammonium sulfate, 6 moles of water is completely called as more salt. Whenever it's being hydrolyzed, you have to write the all possible ions, that is ferrous, and next is sulfate, and next is ammonium, next is sulfate, and that's it, finished. Now let us discuss about complex salt or complex compound. These are either in solid state or solution state. You may find them in both the states. One thing you have to remember, whenever these complex salts are being hydrolyzed, they will not give all possible ions in aqueous solutions. Even after hydrolysis also, they retain their identity. They never lose their identity. They remains as before. For example, let's take an example. That is K4FeCl6. Whenever this compound is being hydrolyzed, what is the product you have to get? Very simple. Whatever the compound which is in the brackets, it remains as it is. It doesn't get any changed. The outside molecules or outside substances will be represented as ions. For example, here outside the brace we are having K4. So it forms the ions. It gets positive and it gets negative. That is 4K plus plus plus. FeCN taken 6 times whole minus 4. And the other is same as the previous one. And the third one is, it is also same. Whatever the compound which is present inside the brackets, it should have to remain same as before even after hydrolysis. And next one here comes, that is NiCO taken 4 times. Whenever these compound is been hydrolyzed, there is no ion, there is no molecules presented before or after the base. So it remains as it is. It doesn't get changed after hydrolysis. Next, one of the previous J main question is here. The pair that contains 2 pH bonds in each of the oxo acids is. Whenever you are having a question regarding oxo acids, first thing you have to know is, first simple trick is, you have to find, if you are having a compound with only one P, we are having only one P, that is one phosphorus, then what you have to do is, you have to write one P double bond O bond. You have to have at least one P double bond O. Only one P double bond O, and the others you have to have at least one OH bond. So as I have already explained you, H3PO3 and H3PO2, yeah, H3PO3 and H3PO2, you are not having two pH bonds. See, look here, you are having only one pH bond. But in the case of H3PO2, you are having two pH bond. Yes. In the case of H3PO3, we are not at all having. That means this option becomes false. And in the case of, in the option 4 also you can find H3PO3, so it is also not suitable. And we are only left out with only the two options, that is first one and second one. And the second one we are having two pH bond. Yes. Now we have, here comes the question, that is A or B. If you look at the A, B, you are having two phosphoruses. Whenever you are having two phosphorus, then there comes the question. You have to know the names of these oxo acids of phosphorus. Whenever you are knowing the names of these oxo acids, it becomes really very easy, I say. Yes. H4P2O5. H4P2O5 is also called as pyrophosphorus acid. Whenever you are having the name pyro, whenever you are having pyro, then there should be at least one POP bond. At least one POP bond. H4P2O5. So in that manner we have written there should be at least one POP bond. After writing the POP bond, the similar procedure follows. That is, you must have at least one P double bond O bond. You need to have one P double bond O bond, and then the remaining oxygens which are left with you, you have to write OH bond. If you look here, you are having two pH bond. Yes, this molecule is also having two pH bond, and this molecule is also having two pH bond. Now you are left with H4P2O5 and H4P2O6. If you look at here, H4P2O6, its name is hypophosphoric acid. You are not at all having the name as pyro, so no need to have POP bond. The same procedure follows, that is, you need to have at least one, definitely one P double bond O bond, and then the remaining oxygen and hydrogen should pair up to form OH bond such that in order to complete the given structure, given formula. H4P2O6 is not at all having any pH bond, so it is wrong. The answer we are left with only is B. So the suitable option is B. So friends, this is the topic which I have taught you today. Please remember, please concentrate on the oxo acids of phosphorus and then the magnesium modes and such and all. That will be asked you, that will be asked in the metallurgy section. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked it.